I thought the flood story would never be overtaken by any other story during this period. But for some reason, yesterday, the amnesty story suddenly shot up into the sky, and now we are debating the amnesty story much more vigorously than the flood story.
Right. Exactly, out of nowhere. We never expected this. We have to be sitting here today and discuss Thaksin Shinawatra again.
Yeah. What do you think the amnesty decree or the draft, would that really benefit Thaksin? Is that clear?
We have to be seen. One thing that we have to focus on is what the Council of State will say about this. All we know at the moment is that there were some discussions yesterday between the cabinet, a limited group of cabinet members and some concerned authorities, and what was agreed in principles was put forward to the Council of State. So it remains to be seen how the Council of State will react to the government requirement, which apparently would benefit Kun Thaksin because, as we know, the government want to exclude, to include people convicted of corruption into the amnesty this year also.
So if the corruption conviction is not included, it means that Kun Thaksin would benefit.
No, if they allowed people convicted of corruption to benefit from this year amnesty, that would benefit Kun Thaksin somehow.
But it's not clear. Is it final yet?
It's not final yet. We still have to see the draft, which is, we understand, at the hands of the Council of State at the moment.
But the Council of State is basically the legal advisory board of the government. So it would have to draft or redraft the law according to what the cabinet decided.
Yes, but what we know now is that the things have been delayed because of opposition from the Council of State.
The legal experts are saying that it's probably too risky.
You have to be watching out for.
There's a constitutional issue too, right?
Yes, that's it. This charter prohibits. I mean, most of the charters prohibit drafting any law that could benefit certain individual, any individual. That could be, if this law will benefit Kun Thaksin, obviously, and then not anybody else, that could be considered unconstitutional.
But, the real expert on law would find a way out, or find a way around it. Circumventing
it would be a big legal fight because a lot of people today, the opposition member Kun Kyaw San and even people in the social media have come up against this rumor about amnesty for Kun Thaksin also.
But my main concern is that the flood should have united the people. But if you raise the amnesty issue that is related to Kun Thaksin, any hope of national reconciliation would be just dashed.
Right.
We're going back to square one, and people will start arguing again, and then Kun Thaksin will become the focus point again.
That's what we really needed it. Well, on one hand, it's such a bad timing, apparently. But on the other hand, there is no better timing than that.
For the people, supporters of Kun Thaksin.
Right. For one thing, His Majesty's birthday is coming next month, and if they want to do anything, they have to do it now. And if they think that all the crisis or the flood disaster and criticism of the government should deter the government from doing anything like this, but we can see it another way. If they wait until the popularity take a new plunge, it would be much more difficult for them to do anything in the future. So it's better sink or swim now for
sink or swim. Well, I think the big debate is coming up, and the people who oppose the move will now be, talking loudly. Supporters of the move would be quite quiet because all the cabinet members today
they're not saying anything
yet.
Right.
They were not saying anything. They were saying that this is confidential. It involves the king's decision, so they would not comment on an issue that is somehow related to discretion of His Majesty the King.
it's not easy on Kun Thaksin's part as well, because if he accepts this amnesty, that could also mean that he accepts some wrongdoing in the past, and that could make it a little bit more difficult for him if he wants to do something about the money or something in the future. Kun Thaksin, as we know, he doesn't want to accept the guilt, because that could create a lot of trouble, legal trouble, if he wants to reclaim the money.
Well, he can say, I'm not taking advantage of the law, of the decree.
Right.
Can he say, I'm not going to apply? Does he have to apply?
No, that's it. There will be another committee if this amnesty decree is passed into royal decree. There will be another committee.
The committee will
to screen people to be benefited.
But does the committee accept applications, or the committee will just look through the?
I think they'll have to look through a lot of things, maybe some applications or maybe some records of the inmates who fit the qualifications and all.
So if Kun Thaksin is convinced he's not guilty,
he can just say I don't want it.
If he's convinced that he's innocent of the conviction, then he would say, no, I'm not taking advantage of this amnesty.
He can do that.
He can do that. So, don't get excited. Maybe Kun Thaksin may not benefit from it at all. Maybe it's the only thing that Kun Thaksin does not want. So, politically, it is getting too exciting for us, because the flood is there and now the controversy over the amnesty. But this is Thailand, mind you. Anything can happen anytime.